Aloha, my name's Michael Galoyu, and I want to tell you about an incident that happened yesterday while I was sign waving. Anybody who's ever done any sign waving will know that from time to time you'll get the thumbs down, even the finger, and so it's just part of the game. It's part of unfortunately, part of the experience of sign waving. And I can say honestly that during this time campaigning for myself, that I have been out there sign waving, that I've had a pretty good overall reception, and I haven't had too many negative responses. But there's this one guy he comes by, every time he sees me, he'll give me the thumbs down. Yesterday was no exception. Except for yesterday, apparently he had his son in the car. And so I was like, well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so I just brushed it off and kept on going, kept my sign waving going. And about 20 to 30 minutes later, I noticed out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody walking towards me, and it was the gentleman that I'd seen. And I was like, oh, dang it, I don't really want to deal with this, but okay, sure, it's part of the campaigning experience. So he came up to me and he approached me. He never told me his name, but he came by to apologize to me. He came by to apologize for giving me the thumbs down. Apparently his son had said something, and he asked why he gave me the thumbs down, and he said, well, I don't support gay marriage. And I'm like, okay, honesty, I love that. And so apparently his son said something to him, but I don't know what, because he never did share that with me. But it caused him to take his son home and come back and apologize. And he goes that he was apologizing, but he wasn't going to vote for me. And I said, that's okay. And I go, but the one thing I wanted him to take away from this is that my campaign is not about marriage equality. My campaign is about everybody. My campaign is about ensuring that we have the infrastructure that we need, that our schools have the resources that they deserve, that our students are given a safe learning environment, that we respect our teachers, and that we ensure that people get an honest day's pay for an honest day's work. And so I asked him if there was anything in that he could disagree with. And he said no. And I go, well, see, we're not that different. And I gave him my card and I told him, there's my personal cell. Give me a call and we can talk about it. If you have any other questions. I go, and there, you can see my website's on there. Check me out. See what else I'm talking about. Because I'm not just talking about marriage equality. If I was running solely based on marriage equality, I would have ran 4 years ago when my opponent voted not once, not twice, but 6 different times against the Civil Unions Bill in direct violation of what she promised, the campaign promises that she made when she first came into office. But no, my candidacy is not about marriage equality and about her voting no. My candidacy is about the fact that we don't have the roads that we deserve, that Fort Brett Road, which should have been straightened and widened this year, is now going to be delayed. And we're looking at 2016. And this is a shame. This is an appalling shame, given the fact that my opponent sits on OMPO, which is the Oahu Metropolitan Programming Authority, that oversees and decides what roads are the priority. And she sits on the policy committee. She sits on the policy committee that makes these decisions. And the reason we're not getting what we need is that she has a horrible attendance record. She doesn't show up for the meetings. She is not there to make sure our voice is heard. And that's why I'm running for office. I'm not running because of her vote, her one vote on one issue. I'm running because of her multiple votes, or non-votes as the case would be, on so many different issues. And while we're on traffic, let's look at Kapolei Interchange. We've done phase 1. That's great. There are 2 more phases. The late Senator Inouye had ensured federal funds for those different phases, and those funds are in jeopardy because of her failure to make sure that they stayed at the priority list. So when someone tells you that I'm only running because of marriage equality, like I told the gentleman, she wants this to be a referendum about marriage equality, and I want this race to be a referendum about her failures to us, her failure to show up and be counted, and to make sure that we got what our district so desperately needs. So this election should be a referendum about marriage equality. It should be a referendum about her failure to do her job. So hopefully when you see me out there, stop me, ask me questions. I'm going door to door. And if you have anything, and unfortunately I'm not always reaching everybody because of the time. Um, there's so many of you that I want to speak to, but hopefully I can use this as one way of reaching out to each and every one of you. You can reach me at votegoloyu, GOLOJUCH at hotmail.com, at gmail.com. Again, that's votegoloyu at gmail.com. And it's pronounced Goloyu. Golojuch is Goloyu. Take the J, the C, and the H and throw it out of there. And so, again, I look forward to talking with you. If I don't have your vote yet, hopefully I can earn it over the next couple of weeks. Remember, the polls open at 7 a.m. on Saturday, August 9th. Aloha and ahui ho.